So, Mina, can you explain really quickly why there was this philosophical change? Who were they trying to appease? When you've won eight, I think it was eight consecutive Scudetti before Maurizio Sarri came, and then Maurizio Sarri lasted one season. He won the ninth in a row, and now it's Andrea Pirlo. But there was that clear shift from two managers that have a lot more in common with each other in Allegri and Conte than the current two, Sarri and Pirlo. I don't think Sarri and Pirlo are that similar, but they still have a difference, certainly, than the two before who won all those Scudetti in a row, who tended to be more pragmatic. And that's where you saw the DNA. And I go back to that Giorgio Chiellini interview from the time flies. I think it was last January 2020, where he said the reason why it's so difficult to adapt to Sarri's football is because it's changed completely the way that we read the game. We were always told to track back after you lose the ball if you can't win it back quickly. And now we're told to take risks, which as a unit, we were never that entirely comfortable with because we were never a risk-taking team. We were a team that was a little bit closer to what Inter are now under Conte, that was happy to give you possession sometimes and sit back and defend that one goal lead because they always did it so well. They did it better than anyone, especially when they had the BBC, Barzai, Bonucci, and Chiellini. So where do you go from here, Mina? Do you go back to more of that pragmatism that got Juventus all that initial success that brought Juventus to two Champions League finals, let's not forget?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, I hate that Gab Marcotti, God love him, but he believes that they're on the right path and that Juventus, if they want to continue to indulge in modern football, have to keep building and trying to find ways to speed up the game. I also want to remind him that Zinedine Zidane won 3 Champions League in a row with not a philosophy of tiki-taka football or modern football, but through pragmatism, through inserting the likes of Casemiro in the middle, having a team that is based on intelligent players and working together. It doesn't always need to be a style of football that wins you things. Again, like you said, Allegri reached 2 finals. Diego Simeone reached 2 Champions League finals. Bayern and all their modern football got totally trashed defensively by PSG because someone should have done that earlier. I don't necessarily think a style of football is going to win over the other. I think balance is important. I don't, again, think that Allegri did everything right by any state, by any, quantifying label or whatever it is. He also made mistakes, but at the end of the day, if you do want to change, then you have to have a sporting director that understands how to do that. And I'm sorry, but I don't think Juventus did. They had a pragmatic team made up of great individuals that don't share necessarily the same technique or idea of football, put it all together as a collective of individuals, gave it to Sarri and thought, give us Napoli. It doesn't work that way. You have no ball players, you have very few at the time. You had Pjanic, thank God for Pjanic, and I'm somebody that doesn't like him, but at least he understood how to control the possession. But everything is always a reaction to everything. Oh, Agnelli keeps reading about the team being old. So this year we got rid of Matuidi and we got rid of Khedira. So what are you doing? Are you reading stuff in the papers and adjusting it? Or do you have a clear plan on how you want to move forward with the personnel attached to it? If you want to move forward, then Rabiot is probably not going to be your choice in midfield, and neither is Bentancur, because clearly the guy is not what it is that you think he is. He can't receive the ball from the back and play it out and produce anything of what Pjanic did before or what Pirlo really did magnificently. So I think there has to be something looked at in management. But for me, it's not, pragmatism works, but it's not because anything, it's because it makes the players the center of the whole thing. And you need to rely on the players. You need to work out how to bring the best out of them rather than putting your philosophy ahead of everything. It should be the players that are ahead of everything. And the reason why Manchester City are good is because they play with a little bit more pragmatism. It is about addressing the problems that you have within the team. Allegri can do more with his side. He had Tevez Blaise Matuidi, finally, Mario Lemina. It wasn't a side that could play this beautiful football. So calling him a coward at the time and all of this was just like, well, what are you expecting from this side? There aren't any magnificent footballers. So if you want to move forward, then buy the right personnel. Considering COVID, the fact that there's so much money lost at the moment, that is not a viable option. So go from a pragmatic choice. You don't have to necessarily go to Allegri. Look, Zidane came out after the game and said that, there's a part of him that will always be really attached to Juventus. And he didn't commit to anything. And I just think that for me, he's my dream. I'm all pro Allegri. I love him so much. But I think that if you want to move forward and if you want a pragmatist who understands how to build the team and you don't want to go back to Allegri because you think it's just, I don't know, it's your ego in the way, or Nedved or Paratici and, their squealing is in the way, then bring Zidane. if he wants it, offer him anything you want, direct ability to deal with the team, to buy the players. He's the one that spotted Rafael Varane. He's the one that spotted Kylian Mbappe from when he was a child. He's a great guy at spotting talent, and he's great at creating teams. And frankly speaking, right now, what he did against Liverpool on a tactical level was mind-blowing. So I would love him to be there right now. And if it's not him, then buy a pragmatist or get one, because Pioli, Allegri, right now, they're the best in Italy. Sorry. It's not Saki's stupid talking about what modern football should be like.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.